We're Team Periwinkle, and in this video we will demonstrate our data visualization application for Project Walk. Our app is called Gradify. Our target audience includes university graduates who are looking for the best employment opportunities around the world. We chose this topic because as university students ourselves, who will be graduating soon, we're curious about where employment opportunities lie. Right now there are not enough reliable sources to know which countries have demand for graduates. To address this, we've come up with a solution. Our informative infographic showcases relevant data to prospective job seekers, allowing them to identify potential employment areas. Our application starts at this screen showing the entire world. The countries have been coloured based on the main indicator. The main indicator consists of two individual indicators: wage workers, showing percentage of people getting fixed salary and employment rate, and employment rate, showing percentage of the labour force employed in the particular country. We perform a computation taking the average of these two indicators that results in an overall ranking of the countries. Through this, the user can see areas with high standards of employment at a glance. Our key goes from green to red, with green being the countries with highest standards, going down to red with the lowest. White colour countries show countries with limited data available on the main indicator. Buttons on the right panel help navigate between the continents. For example, the user can click on these continents and it will take them over to each of them. You can also navigate by using a drag motion on the map. The zoom buttons in the bottom right allow you to zoom into smaller areas. When clicking on a country, the map zooms in, making the subject of the screen that particular country. Here is an example using Colombia. It also displays an intent displaying the country's name and differentiates it from the other countries. The panel with the continent buttons is replaced with a panel showing graphs, charts and relevant information for that country. For our infographic, we've chosen in total a number of 53 indicators, of which 19 are unique. At the top of the side panel, a flag and a name of the country are displayed. The first graph shows percentage of people graduating from particular fields. The graph incorporates 9 indicators: percentage of graduates from tertiary education graduating from agriculture, education, engineering, manufacturing and construction, health and welfare, humanities and arts, science, services, social sciences, businesses and law, and other unspecified programs. This indicator is important to graduates as it shows how competitive a certain market is and how big of a competition a graduate will be facing this year. The next graph shows the proportion of a country's working age population that is employed. This graph shows data for employment to population ratio indicator. This indicator was chosen as in conjunction with unemployment rate. It shows good evaluation of labour market. Where the ratio is higher, this shows that the majority of the working population is employed, and therefore graduates are more likely to get employed at that specific location. Next, the user can see unemployment data for all of population, youth, and people with tertiary education. It involves indicators for total employment, youth unemployment, unemployment with tertiary education. This indicator is important as it shows that the economy of the country is functioning well and it makes the country a good choice for current and future employment opportunities. Here is another example using Sweden. The donut chart at the bottom shows the percentage of workers that have fixed hourly salaries. It shows data for percentage of wage and salary workers indicator. The indicator is important as it shows the user how big a percentage of population have guaranteed salary at a workplace rather than salary depending on a revenue. The next donut chart shows the 3 industries and what percentage of people are employed within that industry. The indicators used for these graphs are employment in agriculture, industry, and services. This is relevant for potential graduates as it shows if is there a demand for that speciality in that particular country. All of the previous indicators also allow the user to see data for specific genders. This is important as it shows if gender equality is important in the chosen country. We have a 3-button toggle system that allows the user to switch between data for males, females, or the total population. Finally, at the very bottom, we have 2 indicators that are aimed towards business areas. The first shows percentage of firms in a particular country that offer formal training to their staff. It's relevant as it shows potential employees if companies operating in the particular country ensure their employees have high standards of performance, which leads to companies having a better output. The other shows the number of new businesses registered per 1,000 people. The indicator shows the user if the economy of the current country is progressing. By having a higher number, it is easy to establish countries which are creating more jobs. At the bottom of the screen, a timeline is available at all times. This allows the user to change the year of the data that is displayed. The data changes simultaneously with the change of the timeline both on the main indicator and the side panel graphs. This allows the user to see changes over the years, which is beneficial in predicting future trends in employment and comparing last trends. Due to limitations of data availability on the World Bank, we have implemented a feature resulting in an algorithm that uses the most recent available data in the case of limited accessibility of data used for the main indicator. This is done by checking if the country lacks indicators and replacing them with available data closest to the chosen year. This enables the user to compare the provided information easily, enabling more countries to be available in the main indicator as well as on the other indicators.
So now I'm going to demonstrate the feature where the application saves the data, and then when there's no data connection to the internet, it will retrieve the data and read from its saved file, a saved file within the project. So first of all, I'm going to turn the Wi-Fi off. And now I'm going to load the app. And what the app will do this time is, because it can't find a data connection, it will then read from the text file. So when there is a data connection, the data is loaded into a text file, and when there is no connection, it reads from this text file instead of downloading straight from the internet from the World Data Bank. And as you can see, all the features there, all the data is read from the text file and populated and displayed as if based on the latest information that was last downloaded when the app was last connected to the internet. The other thing to demonstrate is that this application only works for tablets only. Therefore, if you try to run this app on an Android device with a small screen, such as phones or wearable devices, the application will show this error message that the application is not available on this device, and therefore the only option is to close the app, which would probably close the app.
The way in which we have chosen to display our data helps expose patterns and detects places with good graduate opportunities clearly. We have used a world map along with various graphs to enable us to view these trends in a way that a user can't see from a list of data in a table. For example, by looking at Q8 on the world map, we can easily detect that it has good opportunities on the colour of the country. Then when we click on it, the side panel displays data in a simple and clear way. Thank you for your attention.